What's up, people? I'm Tatsu. Okay, never mind.
Hey guys, so right now we are going to do a behind the scenes video to show you guys the equipment that the really good filmmakers Tatsu and Wenbin use to make the prefecture videos that you guys have been seeing on the Odigo YouTube channel and Facebook page. First off, they are going to introduce the cameras that they use. Of course, you know, if you want to shoot a good video, you need to have a decent camera. So these cameras are actually not your average basic cameras. They're like one step above that. So they're in between like a $2,000 US to $3,000 price range for the body only. So we're not talking about lenses, we're only talking about the body. So Tatsu, Wenbin, why do you guys choose a Sony and this Canon?
So basically we're using this Sony Alpha 7S as a main camera. There's so many reasons, but the biggest reason is that this camera produces great quality image, like 4K, and if you want to shoot slow motion, you can shoot with 1080p, 120 frames per second.
What do you mean by 120 frames per second for the viewers that don't know? That's kind of like so many frames, right?
Yeah.
So how many frames you have per second is really
basically
cool.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Like basically, we edit the video with 30 frames per second, means like 30 pictures in 1 second.
But there's also 24 frames, right?
24 is basically like 24, 25 is like for movies, yeah?
Okay.
Imagine like 120, you can like 4 times slower, slow motion.
So what he means by that thing is, right, the more frames per second, the smoother
Yeah.
the slow motion is. So when you see like a really smooth slow motion, you basically need to up those frames per second, and actually the beginner cameras wouldn't have that high. So that's kind of a really good function.
Also, like the reason why we pick up this kind of like DSLR is because we like travel around the places, so the camera should be more like a lighter and like more portable. Oh, it also has very like a good stabilizer. Even if you like hold like with a little shakes, it kills it.
So like in what scenario would you use the Canon 5D?
So the reason why I bought this is like Canon has like great quality for the picture basically. At the same time, I'm using the firmware called Magic Lantern, which also allow us to shoot raw. Basically, like you can just like color grade, just like shooting with S-Log.
So basically the 5D, the reason we use, the reason they use it for the time lapses essentially is because a time lapse is just a bunch of pictures stuck together. So if this camera is really good for pictures, then it makes sense to use it for the time lapse function. So let's move on to the lenses. You guys have so many lenses around here. So which lens do you use for which situation?
We use the lens. How many lenses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lenses. Wow, we're so cool. Basically, when we capture the nature, we use the wide lens, 60mm to 35. If you want to capture the nature, like imagine like a mountain, like huge mountain, like majestic views. You don't want to capture like only part of it, right? Right? People know that, right? Yeah. Anyway, because I try to be kind. The reason we're not using tanshoten, like a single lens, for example, like a 20mm, 24mm, or like 50mm, we can adjust the wide ranges. If you want to like shoot with a huge like natures, then 60mm is like the best. Like you can capture everything. If you think it's too wide for that, you can actually adjust like this, and it's super easy. 35 is still like wide, but it's not too wide. So that's why we chose this lens for shooting nature. And then next, for the close-up, we use this like giant Nikon D70-200 with an adapter. Usually this is a lens for Nikon, and you can't really like put it in the Sony's without the adapter. So the adapter is like very important.
So typically these adapters range from around 50 US to up to 1,000 US, depending on what quality adapter you're getting. So the quality of the adapter kind of affects the autofocus as well as the image quality in itself. So it's important to get an adapter that is not going to harm your image and also affect your autofocus, because that could become very handy in some situations. Yeah, sorry, so keep going with your Nikon.
This lens actually allows you to close up. If you want to shoot people's like close-up face, or like hands, or like eyes, eyeballs. There are so many other like zoom lenses, but like 200 is like most portable, and then like most like really easy to use. This lens has like a VR, which is like automatic stabilization. They catch the like a little bit of shake, but like it reduces a little bit of shakes. This camera, since it's Nikon's lens, this VR function doesn't work. However, as I mentioned, Sony has a very good stabilization function. Use that, and that's completely fine.
So what's the next Nikon? The middle one.
Middle one, this one, right? This is. You wanna explain?
This is 105 micro lens. We use it to shoot for sunflower and the eyeballs close, really extremely close up.
So when you want to put the camera right in someone's face, this has really good focus. That's what a micro lens means. How about the next one, the small one?
This is Sigma. I have the same thing. I don't know why, but this is 50 milli. This is for Canon. This is for Nikon. The reason why we're using this lens is because it has a really good aperture. And what aperture is that? When you want to shoot in a dark location, this lens can make it like brighter without noises.
Noise means like you know, when you see like fuzzy.
You know, like
fuzzy.
you see the grains when it's dark. I really don't like it because I'm pure. I don't have any noise in my heart. Anyway, this is like such a good option to like not only shooting photos but also like taking videos in the dark space.
Okay, cool. And the last one, this one.
Oh, okay. For the Canon, I use basically the normal zoom lens,
standard
zoom lens, 24 to 70. 24 is wide enough to shoot like nature, and 70 is like you can get close enough to, for example, like a people or a flower.
So the last lens that he's going to introduce is a wide lens used for his Canon. 14 milli.
If you want to like take a huge, really wide picture, then this is the best one for me so far to shoot.
All right, so we finished cameras, we finished lenses. Let's move on to the DJI equipment. You want to do this one first?
Yeah, sure.
The MAVIC.
It's my MAVIC. No, sorry. Okay, this is MAVIC Pro. This is super compact. It actually can fit in like a small bag. And it produces like 4K or full HD.
So actually compare it to the Sony camera. See how small it is, right? It's about the same.
It's about the same, yeah.
There's many drones out there made by DJI or other companies. I think DJI is the most, I guess, popular and safe choice because their products are really good. There's also like the Phantom and the Inspire. But the thing is, those are not portable enough to actually take on these. If you're going on a hike, if you're going on a mountain, it's very difficult to lug some big briefcase around. So this one can fit nicely in your backpack. It's really light and the quality is really good.
Almost the same as like DJI Phantom. We use it because we want to add an image with different angles, different perspectives. We can't avoid it. It's like very important. I want to make sure if you live in Japan and try to fly drone, obey the law. This is like so sensitive. We get permissions for flying drone for each place. For example, by government or like by the company or people who owns the places, so that we can fly legally. Yeah.
So next one, I guess, is this big. We have just two stabilizers. So one is, let's just start with this. This is not DJI. Okay. So we have two stabilizers we're going to introduce you guys. One is the EC1 Beholder. I think this one is basically a lot better to use in normal situations compared to this bad boy, just because look at the difference in weight, look at the difference in size.
As Chris said, this is the reason why we use this stabilizer as the main one is because this is super portable and easy to set up. But this bad boy gives you so many options, which this good boy doesn't have. For example, if you want to move the camera like this, or like to the left or left, right, or like up and down more naturally, this has a lot of very detailed settings, and you can adjust it anytime with your phone.
All right, so let's go on to
the tripod.
The last part of equipment. Okay. The tripods.
We use two tripods, but mainly we use this LIBEC ALLEX S.
So this is a video tripod, right?
Could be both. But the reason why I bought this is because sliders. We often we frequently use the sliders to capture the nature, the people, or whatever we try to shoot in order to give you some like small motions in the videos. It's very like easy to carry, and 120 centimeters.
The whole length.
The whole length. And then like, and it's super easy to use. That's why we just chose to use those like tripods. And
okay.
That's the main reason.
And then your last tripod is normal tripod, right?
For the
this
pictures.
tripod is just for some time lapse.
Yeah, for the same time lapse. Yeah. All right, so okay. Before we finish the we'd like to introduce the ND filters, changeable ND filters. So you can actually change. You can adjust the strength of filters. The reason why we use this is because as we mentioned, we shoot with S-Log, but S-Log, you have to be careful with the lighting, especially. So in order to color grade well, the lighting is very important. The balance of lighting. If it's too bright, when you edit, when you color grade, you can't really see the details of the picture. In order to make it better, we use the ND filter to set the lighting correctly, well balanced. ND filter is very important to shoot both photo and videos. If you want to try that, maybe it's a good idea to start from a cheaper one, like 3,000 yen, which is like $30 to $40. There's the upper version, which costs $400. But I think the basic functions is the same, so starting from the cheaper one is a good idea.
Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that kind of a behind the scenes hardware look at how these filmmakers make the beautiful videos that you see on the Odigo social media. They'll be continuing on many other trips to capture more beautiful areas within Japan, so stay tuned for those videos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please pay attention to Wenbin's and Tatsu social media if you want to see more of their stuff that they do individually, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.